putting down this game for a month to pick up Super Mario Odyssey after this game winning Game of the Year over Super Mario Odyssey and PUBG, it's pretty safe to say The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is an amazing game. And in this video, we're going to be talking about The Legend of Zelda 2018. So, let's get right into it. What is going on, guys? My name is RetroRush and welcome back to the channel, man. If you are new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Everybody hit the like button and the bell icon so you never miss another video. Now, in today's video, we're going to be talking about The Legend of Zelda and what I think could be coming in 2018 for the series. Now, after such a massive game like Breath of the Wild, it's kind of hard to go back to The Legend of Zelda roots. After making so many different Zelda titles, you have fans that are fans of Majora's Mask, fans that only like the Ocarina of Time. You have certain fans that only like a certain style of Zelda game, and this is where Zelda 2018 comes into play. I see Zelda taking a Super Mario Odyssey route, as in you use all the things that you've ever learned in Zelda as a whole, and they're going to be put to the test in this game. When we got Breath of the Wild, we already seen a lot of elements that we later seen in Super Mario Odyssey, whereas you could change your clothes and certain clothes get you to do certain things in the game. It even took it a step further, as in weapons and meals and crafting and food. This game took the Skyrim element and brought it into the world of Legend of Zelda, and it killed it. It knocked it out of the park. And I'm the fan that wants to see Breath of the Wild 2. I would love to see another open world Zelda game, because it's been a long time since I had this much fun with a Zelda game. And like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I put this game down for about a month when Super Mario Odyssey came out. After I beat Super Mario Odyssey, I 100%ed that. I jumped back into The Legend of Zelda, and I was in this new world again. I felt that I hadn't played the game in so long that it just felt so fresh, and it was still so much I didn't do in the game. Mind you, I beat Ganon. I've done that's the main story quest, but I still had shrines and Korok seeds and tons of exploration I still had not done. So I went back into the game, and this made the game feel brand new again. And it's crazy because when this game came out and when I got my Switch, I played the hell out of this game, beat it, and then I put it on the back burner for other games. Recently diving back into it, man, I'm so glad I did this, because this is a game that I feel like I can continuously come back to. I can continuously play and pick up wherever I left off and feel like it's still fresh and new to me. Now, in the sense of them turning this game into an odyssey of Zelda games, I feel like they would have to take formulas from each and every one of the games. One of the main things that people hated about Breath of the Wild was the shrines. They felt the shrines were way too easy in comparison to dungeons in past Zelda games. Okay, well, let's get rid of the shrines. Even though the shrines were mini dungeons and the big dungeons were the divine beast. That's how the game was set around. You have this big open world game. You can't throw 3-hour-long dungeons into this game, because then you're cutting content from somewhere else. And I think people forget this was a Wii U game. This game started on the Wii U and then got ported to the Switch. People forget that they were working with limitations, a lot of them. And when they ported the game over, they did a damn good job. And the game looks crisp. You can see some side-by-side comparisons right here. The game looks good, but it's still a Wii U game. And the fact that a Wii U game won Game of the Year says a whole lot. that system died. It was a dying system, and everybody knows it. And it had the game of the year. That's pretty crazy to sit back and think about. Also, Breath of the Wild is done with DLC. After the recent release of DLC 2, The Champion's Ballad, this game is completely finished. And this just ties into the fact that this was a Wii U game. It's no point of them continuously supporting a game that is not made for the system that you are putting all your eggs into one basket in. This is your main system now. The Switch is Nintendo's main system. Why would you still make DLC for a game that was made for the Wii U? It just makes no sense when you could be using this time and this development to add all of this stuff into a new title Zelda game. It doesn't make sense. So this game is done. Breath of the Wild is not receiving any more DLC. You can see the Famitsu article right here. It's done. And I honestly know why, because this was a Wii U game that was ported to the Switch. It doesn't matter how many copies of people that bought it on the Switch. It don't matter. It doesn't matter. This game was a Wii U game, so they're not going to keep making DLC for it. So then comes the question, once you start taking things out of Breath of the Wild and putting in other aspects from other Zelda games into this formula, what do you get? What outcome of a Zelda game do you get at this point? And honestly, I do feel like you'll get a Breath of the Wild 2, but not necessarily a direct sequel to Breath of the Wild. I feel like this game could take time and somehow be far off into the future, and Ganon comes back, or something like that, and you're back to where your back's against the wall and you have to relearn, not so much relearn, but get reacquainted with your abilities that you've used in every Zelda game. And I feel like they can really take this and knock it out of the park like they did Breath of the Wild, and they don't have to worry about porting this game over anywhere. So they can take the hardware of the Switch and make this game for the Switch. That's what people forget. Breath of the Wild was a Wii U game made for the Wii U, ported to the Switch. This new Zelda game, Zelda 2018, will be a Switch game. It does not need to be ported anywhere else. It is going to be a Switch game, and that is when Nintendo is going to go all out for this game, man. Especially after Breath of the Wild won Game of the Year. So now we only can expect more and more great content coming from the Legend of Zelda franchise. I really loved every aspect of Breath of the Wild. It wasn't too much in the game that I felt was, oh, this shrine was too easy, or this was too easy, or I just got bored with the game. Never did I have that feeling. Shrines that were too easy to me later came up in the game to where I found shrines that not even I to this day have beaten. I don't want to go and look on forums and see how to beat certain shrines, but it's certain shrines in this game you might have to go and do that unless you really know what you're doing. It's also other shrines that you have to do challenges outside of the shrine to actually gain access to the shrine, and that's the challenge right there. And I think they took a great idea and they made it their own. What I mean by that is they took the elements from Skyrim, meaning the weapons, breaking, and crafting and cooking food and all of this. They took those elements and added them into a Zelda game and gave this game new life. It gave it new meaning. It's so much more you can do in this game now because of the certain little things they put into it. So where does that leave me on Breath of the Wild or Zelda 2018? Well, Breath of the Wild is an amazing game, hands down. There's no debating that. Zelda 2018, I do see a open world game coming. That is for certain. please do not beat yourself up thinking that you're going to get a classic Zelda game, because after the success of this game, it's not going to happen. The next Zelda game will be open world. Now, what kind of Link are we gonna see in this Zelda game? An older Link, Breath of the Wild Link, younger Toon Link? It's honestly up to Nintendo at this point. If we do see a Breath of the Wild 2, I could honestly see a little bit older Link from Breath of the Wild, but just a little older. If we don't get a direct sequel and we take the Odyssey route, then have some element of time travel in the game, so that way we can use every single Link ever in one game and all of it just be open world. This would be amazing. The only problem with that is you would have to change art styles, and the art styles start changing, and you don't want to have one game that just has all of this crazy different art style. You want to have it flow together in a sense. So I really do hope we get an open world game, but I hope we see more homage paid to older Zelda titles. That's pretty much all I have for you guys in today's video. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Did you enjoy playing Breath of the Wild? Do you think it deserves Game of the Year? What do you want to see from Zelda in 2018? 2018 is coming close, man. In that January Direct, we could see a lot of freaking announcement for games that will be coming later in 2018. I really hope we do get an Odyssey style of Zelda, in the sense that you get to use every aspect of Zelda as a whole. So I really hope they do go all out with this game in 2018. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave it a like. Everybody new or old, make sure you hit the subscribe button, man. Please, it does help the channel. It helps us grow, become a part of the family, man. And I'm gonna get out of here. Peace.
I don't do